So, you're looking for a dog trainer in Durango. That's awesome. Finding the right person can really change everything, helping you and your dog enjoy all the cool stuff this town has to offer. From the river trail to all those great brewery patios.
We're going to walk through this in 5 parts. We'll start with why training is so useful here, then how to spot a real pro. After that, we'll get into the different programs and what they cost, what you should ask a potential trainer, and finally, some local rules and great resources. Let's get to it.
Okay, first up, training specifically for life here in Durango. Why is it such a big deal in this particular mountain town?
This quote pretty much says it all, right? You want your dog to be with you for all of it. Whether you're navigating a busy patio or a narrow hiking path, good behavior means your dog gets to be a part of your active life instead of having to stay home.
A solid training program is going to get your dog ready for the things you'll actually encounter every day. It's about building their confidence so they can handle unique stuff like that train whistle without getting freaked out.
All right, let's talk about finding a qualified professional. We'll go over the key things to look for that really separate a great trainer from all the rest.
You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. And for good reason. It's the modern, scientifically backed standard. It's simply the most effective and kindest way to build a trusting bond with your dog. This is how you get a really reliable come at the dog park or a solid leave it when you run into deer on the trail.
This really shows you the 2 different roads you can take. You always want to find trainers who use these humane, reward-based methods. It's best to steer clear of anyone who relies on fear or physical punishment because honestly, that can just create even bigger problems down the line.
Now, all these letters might look like alphabet soup, but they're important. Certifications like CPDTK or KPACTP tell you that a trainer has a real education and is committed to their field. And those last 2, the CBCCK and IABCCDBC, well, those are for trainers who have specialized expertise for more serious issues like major anxiety or aggression.
Okay, let's get into the practical side of things, the different kinds of training you can get, and what you should probably expect to budget for them here in the Durango area. Training isn't one size fits all. It comes in a few different formats, and each one has its own pros depending on your goals. Let's take a look at the most common ones. So how do you pick? It really just comes down to what you need. Group classes are fantastic for puppy basics and socialization. But if you've got a specific issue at home, like your dog jumping on the counter, then in-home private lessons are probably your best bet. And here's a look at what this stuff actually costs around Durango and La Plata County. As you can see, the prices can vary a lot, from group classes on one end to those really intensive board and train programs on the other. But this should give you a pretty solid idea for budgeting.
So you know what to look for and you have an idea of the budget. Now it's time to actually talk to some trainers and find that perfect match.
Knowing what to ask during that first call or meeting can make a huge difference. It really helps you get past the website marketing and understand how a trainer actually operates.
Think of this as your interview cheat sheet. You want to get really clear answers about their methods, their credentials, and exactly how they'll work with you and your dog to meet your specific goals. And don't be shy about asking if they'll work with your vet. That's a big deal, especially for trickier behavior stuff.
And finally, let's wrap up with the local rules of the road and some awesome places where you can go practice all the new skills you and your dog are going to be learning.
Okay, here's a really important local rule to know. Inside Durango city limits, your dog's leash can't be any longer than 10 feet. This is true for popular spots like the Animas River Trail, so it's a really good one to practice and keep in mind.
Knowing these basic rules just helps you be a good neighbor and keeps everybody safe, including your own dog. A current rabies tag is required, and good training can help you get a handle on things like nuisance barking before it ever becomes an issue.
Once you get going with your training, these local spots are perfect for practicing in the real world. You can work on that recall at the dog park, practice focusing around bikes and joggers on the river trail, and really nail those polite leash manners out at Horse Gulch.
Picking the right trainer is really just the first step on an amazing path. We wish you the absolute best of luck on your training journey. With some good work, you and your dog will be able to confidently enjoy everything from a quiet coffee downtown to a huge adventure up on the trails.